Hello, everybody. Welcome to Day 3 of the Rotoworld Football Show from Super Bowl Radio Row in San Francisco, CA. I'm Patrick Daugherty. That's Denny Carter, as always. And we are joined right off the jump by a very special guest. You may know him as Omaha Productions' This Is Football host, Kevin Clark. We know him as our friend, our texting buddy, our everything. Kevin, thank you so much for being here. This is the Rotoworld Football Show. So this is like a different form of football. I don't have a good pun here. I thought I did.
A different form of football?
Yeah,
fantasy football?
Yeah, exactly.
Some are calling it that.
This is the realer football, actually, is what. This is where
the only football that matters.
Yeah, we get down to brass tacks here. Winning doesn't matter. Fandom doesn't matter. No. Fantasy points do matter. And by the way, real quick, Kevin, immediate bone to pick off the top. Why aren't you breaking any NHL trades like your colleague Adam Scheffler?
Yeah, Scheffler just broke the Artemi Panarin trade news going to the Kings. It's on me.
Yeah.
I was aggressive. I thought I did everything I could to nail the Panarin trade. I live in New York. I live in the same county the Rangers practice in. Maybe that's why I didn't break it. I go to a Panera kind of near the facility. What if I was there? So you wonder, just value-wise, if I should even go to the Super Bowl anymore. Because this time next year, the Rangers, it's hot stove, you know?
That's what they're asking on Radio Row. Should Kevin be allowed in the Super Bowl?
Jim Rome is right there.
Yeah,
and he's like, should we have done that? Should he be here?
Jim, come on up. Come on.
By the way, not to immediately derail the show and go off script, even though we don't have a script, I'm going off the script that doesn't exist. Artemi Panarin, kind of emblematic of the death of the nickname in American sports.
Breadman?
Because his name just kind of sounds like a company, and he's the Breadman.
Hey, so Will Compton was just on my show, and I didn't know this. Nick Eamon-Worry, are you familiar with this nickname?
Oh, yeah.
Demon Worry?
Oh, no. That's better.
Demon Worry is sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
Pretty good.
That's a legit actual nickname.
That's a top 15 football nickname, and I've known about it for an hour.
I did not know about it. Wow.
It's the kind of thing where, Demon Worry, I feel like in 2 years, the only thing we're going to say, we're not going to be like Nick Eamon-Worry.
Well, and you know what, too, an interesting phenomenon is, if you have a good nickname, you get outsized influence. You might not even be good. A good nickname could keep you in the league 2 years longer than you should be.
Yeah.
So that actually might have financial implications for him. Speaking of financial implications,
Big Demon will buy him out. Satan has struck a deal with Demon Worry for naming rights.
Financial implications. Denny is ready as usual to get wiped out this weekend by Golf DFS and the Waste Management Open. He wanted to ask you about that. I vetoed asking specifically about the Waste Management Open. He has a golf question he wants to ask you right up your alley, though.
Yeah, well, Scottie Scheffler's playing, and as you may know. And my question to you is Scottie Scheffler boring or extremely boring at this point?
Because he's ruining the game.
Because he's so good. Can I just read you his last 7 outings, right? Win at the American Express, tied for 4th at Hero World Challenge, a win at the Pro Core Championship, tied for 4th at the Tour Championship, a win at BMW. It's just boring. He's never bad, ever?
He will never be bad.
No.
He will never, and I was actually watching, so when I do my Peloton stuff, I'll just watch golf in the background, and it will end up just giving me the algorithm that's here's Scottie's round from the Hero World Challenge last December, and you're just watching Scottie because that's what the algo gives you. And I've been watching it, and I'm like, why is this happening? And I kind of think it's because he said this before, he thinks athletic, not technical, so he's just hitting it like you would a hockey stick. And I think that's why his feet are moving all the time.
It's a crazy swing.
It's a crazy swing. He's technically not proficient. He's a little Mahomesian, right? Where it's his results are incredible. I don't know. The only thing I can think of that can make him interesting is if he was more like Phil Mickelson, besides being
he needs to self-sabotage more.
He needs to insider trade. No, Phil, he got one thing that he's really good at is explaining golf, and I kind of feel like he could he could do that. He's got kind of an Arnold Palmer shtick, but also Phil Mickelson. If you look on YouTube, he's got these great short game instructionals.
Oh, they're the best.
The only thing Scottie can pivot towards is making us better and being here's how I'm doing this.
He's not interested in that. I've seen him do YouTube things, and he's I don't know, I just hit the ball.
So that's Dustin Johnson too.
Yeah.
So famously, are you familiar with the fade video with Dustin Johnson?
No.
So Dustin Johnson had to give an instructional video. I think he was just out of Coastal Carolina, and he's trying to teach you how to hit a fade, which he's very good at. And he starts out with, and he's clearly, woken up from some Myrtle Beach bar, and like the sun's in his eyes, and he's done those sunglasses, and he just goes, now the key to if you're trying to fade the ball, you got to really make sure that you're gonna fade it. And this made air, so this was the good stuff.
Wow, that is.
And it's
good
a
stuff.
famous clip. It's on TikTok.
Yeah.
You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
But it is true. But spot the lie, Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, that's
true.
You gotta fade it.
So I think the one we'll get off of Scheffler in a second, but the thing about Scheffler is there's no dramatics. He almost doesn't care that he wins. He won the British Open. He was like, yeah, I won.
Well, he literally said after he had a kid that he no longer cared.
That he no longer cared, right? When he doesn't finish first, he's like, this is hugely disappointing.
Yeah.
Even though it's top 5, and that's incredibly hard to do. So it's not like Tiger in that way. Tiger was exciting. He's dramatic. He's hitting slice shots around trees. He's running around the green. Scheffler does none of that. He hits it to 15 feet, and he makes the putt every time.
It also makes me feel like an even bigger dumbass when I gamble, because I'll bet on Gary Woodland.
You guys got to stop.
And then you'll be like, I didn't bet on Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
You guys
Cool.
gotta stop.
I should have simply done that.
Yeah.
Simply bet on the guy who wins every tournament. Kevin said, by the way, check out Phil Mickelson's YouTube. Don't check out his Twitter. He's been falling for a lot of AI videos.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Is he one of these guys who just quote tweets AI just says interesting?
No
Wow.
joke. Phil Mickelson has been interesting quote tweeting AI of late. So speaking of interesting, Super Bowl 60, LX. We're going to ask you one or two more granular questions about the game. We want to get your broad view of the game, though. It's Wednesday. I've yet to talk to anyone this is not a joke, who's even entertaining the possibility the Patriots could win the game. Our second guest yesterday, J.J. Zachariason, upgraded to they might have a chance to be in the game.
To keep it close.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think their offense is good enough for
What
that.
is your broad thoughts on this game, the
I think
matchup?
I picked 21-17 type of thing.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really close.
So you're feeling the under, of course.
Drake Maye is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Yes.
What?
Which
Okay.
easily, which
yes,
people
yes,
seem
yes.
to be completely missing. And
But Darnold's not bad.
he's not-
But Maye's really good.
Can I
Maye's
ask
really
you a
good.
hypothetical?
yes.
What if he's bad?
Yeah, I mean,
Who?
sure.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold
Yeah,
or
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
What if Sam Darnold's
There's no
bad?
what if.
Yeah.
I'm
But
beating
he
a
just
dead
said he's
horse.
not bad.
Denny, he still led the league in giveaways this year. Our man
I
still led the
understand that.
league in giveaways.
He's
He's Baker Mayfield with better marketing. No, that's.
Can I say something? So, I was very frustrated because Carson Beck, for November and December and January, impeccable at not turning the ball over. Okay,
Right.
had a garbage time interception at Pitt, had a tip ball against Ole Miss, and everybody online was like, Carson Beck is going to have a backbreaking interception. And I kept being like, you guys are idiots, you haven't watched. And then with 41 seconds to go in the national championship, he threw an awful interception.
awful.
And so now I've reverted back. And so now all these people are like, Darnold's going to have his nightmare game. I'm like, no, you haven't looked at the data. You haven't and it's like, it's the IQ meme, right? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Darnold is
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
No, you don't understand.
Yeah.
JSN and Gray
Yeah.
Zabel
Yep.
and Quinn
Yep.
Kubiak, Darnold is bad.
Darnold bad.
So I think there's a risk of that Sam Darnold just has that kind of game. It's possible. I don't know.
When was the last time he faced a defense as good as the Patriots? That's what I keep asking people. It's been months. And months and months.
It's been a while.
Was there a single good defense in the NFC? Like the Eagles were good for a while. I mean, besides the Seahawks, that is.
The Rams were good for a while.
For a while, they were imploded.
And the Rams tore them apart in that one game.
Then they imploded.
Can we do something incredibly complicated that I didn't ask you guys to prepare for?
Yes, yep.
So Vrabel, Compton and Luan played for Vrabel. They talk about on my show. They talk about the rule of three, which is there's three things. Vrabel, his whole thing is there's three things that win a game, and that's all he emphasizes, right? So if we're guessing what those three things is, one of them is to get Sam Darnold to just see ghosts, to bring pressure and turn him into old Sam. I don't know if it's going to happen enough, and I still think there's enough, just give the ball to JSN and good things will happen. Just that you don't go broke taking a profit kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's going to be enough there where it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fourth quarter game.
I think it's going to be a fourth quarter game too. Rock fight comes to mind. Seesaw comes to mind. I just do not think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see the recent version of the Seahawks offense or the recent version of the Patriots offense. Or the Seahawks, an elite defense, might be the worst defense New England has faced in the past month, and they're like an elite defense.
Yeah. They are the first team ever to have faced 3 top 5 defenses in one playoff.
Yes.
Who's a better coach?
Well, we're going to get into that.
Here, ask him right- get into it right now.
Yeah.
I thought there was no script.
No,
now
no,
I see a script here. It is mostly insider trading on that document.
We wanted to ask you about, first of all, about Drake Maye. Do you want to ask him about Drake Maye? Because this is something that keeps coming up for us every time we have a guest on.
Yeah, so Drake Maye, people are talking about him this week like he's some overmatched, like rookie. Like, I just don't know, Drake Maye, like the lights are going to be too bright. And kind of like, you do realize he was second in the MVP voting, which we think. That's what we're projecting.
What just happened? Did you just break news?
No, we're projecting. That's an NBC production. Truly, I have no clue. We're expecting Matthew Stafford to win. Drake Maye to be the runner-up. I've never heard an MVP finalist be talked about in this manner, especially like a young player who impressed all season. And I just wonder if you've been catching wind of this narrative. Like, why do you think this is happening? It's because the 2 games in the snow. Like, yeah, you might fumble the football in the snow a few times.
I mean that's it, right? I keep him. He's better than Darnold, and that's why I'm so baffled by this conversation.
He's twice as good as Darnold.
Twice as good?
Yeah. Twice as good.
He's twice as good as like Justin Fields.
He's going to be the MVP runner-up. You do realize this, right?
There's a lot of certainty in the MVP market.
I swear to God. I have no clue. I wish. How do I get that? Do I have to buy that?
No, I've never done the paperwork for it. I don't want to vote. I don't want to vote for the MVP or the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I want to vote for the Baseball Hall. I want to put the steroid guys in the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Let's do it. The millennials will do that. Once it's majority millennials, those guys will be in.
What do you think? Usually with young players, we like build them up too much. Drake Maye's like gone the other way.
Well, it's because he's doing like the 165-yard thing.
Yeah.
It's because there's swirling snowstorms.
There's just so many.
We're in San Francisco.
No one cares.
It's not going to snow on Sunday.
He doesn't have good pass catchers. Can we just be honest about that?
He doesn't.
Stephon Diggs is not good.
What about Hunter Henry?
He's a guy.
Denny's all over Hunter Henry.
I mean, as a prop bet, go over the 4 catches, obviously, but like Kayshon Boutte is probably their best receiver.
Is Hunter Henry like you know how in like Vorp they always had like a replacement player who's exactly his baseline? Is Hunter Henry just a replacement level skill guy? He has been for 10 years.
He is.
His whole career.
Has he ever made a play he wasn't supposed to make?
No.
I kind of feel he just pulls in
whatever
pass is thrown to him, doesn't really drop it.
He was supposed to be a big play guy early in his career.
He was?
Yeah, he was.
What kind of big plays?
Like he was supposed to be like ripping chunk gains down the seam.
Like a seam guy.
He's supposed to be skying in the end zone at the back of the end zone for like a 27-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. And I think they tried that a few times, and he like always dropped it. Or like,
he blew out his knee too.
He was a big guy where you could always jar the ball loose on him, like this sort of like lightly bump into him, and he's going to drop the ball. This has gone off the rails already. But the Maye thing, he's being talked about as if he's a liability. Yeah. Is he the best player in this game?
No. The Seahawks have better players. Like
they have better
Williams.
players 2 to 53. I think at the
Drake
top.
Maye is not number 1.
Drake Maye,
he's a quarterback.
The quarterback. They're winning the 1-of-1 battle. You always start.
But what I'm saying, we already established that he's better. Drake Maye is better than Sam Darnold. I've established that like 4 times.
I'm actually glad you didn't even entertain that debate. So that's good. That's a good sign. So you just tried to shut that down immediately.
So I think that Leonard Williams is one of the best players in the game. I think Milt Williams is one of the best players in the game. I think that Nicky Manwari is one of the best players in the game. Gray Zabel is up there. They're all relative to their position better than Drake Maye is, I think.
Can I ask you an important question? Is Kenneth Walker good?
No.
I agree completely.
Why?
Because he's not good. Is why. He bounces everything. He takes he offsets
takes too many negative plays.
Too many negative.
That's true.
The coaching. Is there anything an NFL coaching staff dislikes more than a negative running play?
Yeah.
That is why Kenneth Walker
by the way,
is stuck in
I didn't
committee
mention
land.
Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is actually the best player in the game.
He is.
I know.
There's probably people staring at their phones saying, why have you guys not brought up the actual best player in the game?
Because he's not even good.
I mean, you're talking about defensive players to
I
two
named
fantasy
Milt
guys.
Williams before Jackson Smith-Njigba.
You did.
You know why? It's because I went viral, which is all I care about, is internet clout from people with 11 followers.
A lot of clout.
It's huge. Every time I get it, oh my God. No, it was that the 4 finalists in the AFC and NFC conference championships, the last 4 teams remaining, all had the most defensive tackle pressure in football. So then everybody was like, this is a Milt Williams stat. So now in my brain, I think Milt Williams is the best player in the world.
He is.
Because they're 4th in defensive tackle pressure.
And you got 10K retweets.
Kevin's a real football guy. Denny and I are fantasy football guys. There's a strain sometimes in the fantasy community that people want to be seen as also knowing real football.
Yeah.
So there will be some fantasy guys like Milton Williams is actually the best player.
So
in this game.
actually, Patriots fans on Blue Sky made me woke to Milton Williams, and they were like, no, he changes everything. You don't understand.
Yeah.
And I looked at the numbers, like how the defense performs with and without him, and they're right. It makes a huge difference. They go from like a bottom half defense to like elite defense as far as pressuring the quarterback, sacks, everything.
Ask him about Mike Vrabel, Denny.
Real quick, you profiled Mike Vrabel when he was coach of the Titans.
Yes.
Right? Really good piece. I remember reading it back in the day. Tell me why you are not surprised that he's here in his first year as New England head coach.
Yeah, so I alluded to it earlier. The guys who play for him, he's a very clear communicator.
Right.
And he doesn't muddy the water. And it reminds me a little bit of Bill Parcells, where Parcells was famous. Parcells wrote a Harvard Business School review essay on how to turn around a team. And the point he made was, you have to just be honest with everybody and establish extremely clear expectations. Like, hey, you have to do, instead of saying like, hey, we need more from you, you go, no, you need to do these 3 things or else you're fired. And that goes for the running backs coach or a wide receiver or Milt Williams, okay? Like, you have to be very clear with people. And Mike Vrabel is 100% that. And I remember talking to him.
That's a great comparison.
And I remember talking to him, and one of the things he said was like, in relating to players, he will tell guys like, hey, if you're a special teams gunner, if you do this, I will give you a second contract. If you don't do this, I won't give you a second contract.
Right.
And that is if any of our employers were like, hey, if you do 6 episodes a week, and then you were going to give you a big contract after, my guess is we would all do 6 episodes a week.
I would do the 6.
Pat is lazy, so he may not. He may not.
Wow, a stunning charge.
Yeah.
I immediately rebut.
But it's just clear communication, and I think that in a world where there's coaches who are scared of their shadow or change when they go from coordinator to coach because they're trying to play a character, like I've heard it, like a lot of the old Belichick guys as an example, Eric Mangini, Matt Patricia, they were trying to do Bill.
Joseph Judge.
They were trying to do Bill when they became a head coach, and they weren't themselves, and they paid for it. Vrabel is unapologetically himself, and that includes the honesty part of it. And so there's that. I also think he, despite being a tough guy, understands why teams win and lose games. He understands passing efficiency. He has an analytics staff. He has a game manager guy, Stretch, who is extremely tall.
He's always trying to hack the game, finding penalty loopholes.
Wait, I just found this out. The Bussin' with the Boys told me. So you know how they do 5-minute drills? 2 minutes, actually 4 minutes?
Yep.
So there's the clock rule changes. Vrabel has hacked the game. It's now 5 minutes.
Oh.
I think I heard about the 5-minute drill during one of their games. Maybe Roma or Nance.
They've changed it. So it literally is something about Mary bit about now we're doing 6-minute abs. We've now added a minute to the drill, so now it's a 5-minute drill.
Hey, you're changing the game if you're making the drill even longer. We're changing the subject.
I just imagine the quants in New England saying, my God, we've added a minute to the drill.
The models never
It's like that
for this.
Instagram guy who said he broke up his day into 3 days. I have 6 hours. You gathered it up over a week. I'm crushing you. Over a month, I'm obliterating
kicking your butt. I'm kicking. I'm not gonna do a 2-minute drill just because some caveman in 1942 decided there was a 2-minute drill.
We're making a 9-minute drill.
We're bringing back the 2-night sleep, or the 2 sleeps night. We were talking about this the other night.
The Da Vinci stuff?
Yeah, like from 400 years ago.
Yeah, well, it was that you take a 15-minute nap every 2 hours.
No, not that.
No.
It was apparently you take an initial 2 or 3 hours sleep, and you get up for an hour or two, then you take a final 4 to 5 hours.
There's that guy has another. I don't think I've ever watched the video. I just took a screen grab of it. It literally is a TikTok, and the caption is just, "I'm a trillionaire in my mind palace," and I think about that all the time.
And you made me do my laugh on the show. They're changing the game. We're changing the subject. You are Mr. Miami, Florida.
Yeah, I'm looking up trillionaire.
Our condolences, by the way, on the national championship game. To lose the national championship game, though, you have to make the national championship game. Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
I remember that guy.
Trillionaire in his mind palace.
So, Kevin, though, first off, why didn't Miami make the national championship game with Cam Ward? You said he's Mahomes.
Yeah.
People are losing the faith. People are lobbing accusations at you, like you were wrong.
Yeah.
And you're saying not wrong at all.
So
You're staying the
those
course.
two people would be you two.
No.
It's
I
me.
thought he played. It is Denny. Denny has
I'm out. I'm
betrayed you.
completely out.
He cleaned up his game in December.
I met with some TV producers last week who on like the shows I do,
Yeah.
the ESPN shows I do, and I hadn't caught up with them in a while. And one of them just goes, "So, still feel that way about Cam Ward?" Just wanted to see if I was like.
Yeah,
gonna,
people do like whisper about
Yeah.
it.
So first of all, I'd like to direct you to Dan Orlovsky's Twitter feed, which every Monday says Cam Ward's film. Whoa.
In a good way?
In a good
positive
way.
Good
And
way.
a lot to work
You
with.
thought he meant bad?
A lot to work with.
Could have been either.
Orlovsky and I are still on the bandwagon. If anything, the bandwagon's been strengthened because it's just Orlovsky and I. It's just we're a band of brothers. It's me and Dan and Calvin Ward, who is Cam's dad, who doubles over
Yes.
Yeah, no,
as
Another
as-
amazing meme.
as random as Calvin Ridley drops his 11th pass of the afternoon. Couple things about it. Number one is that Cam Ward is going to be next year's Drake Maye.
Drake Maye did not have a good rookie season. People do forget. He had a promising rookie season.
No, but I don't think he did.
Yeah,
Like, he looked hopeless he looked good in a hopeless situation.
Yeah.
So it was on the curve of like,
Yes.
this team stinks. There's no talent, and the coach has no idea where he is.
The coach makes a difference.
And if I were to say, here's a team last year where the coach had no idea where he was, and the team stinks, and the offensive line stinks, and we just need some professionalism, I would say that's probably the Tennessee Titans.
Do you know how early in the season the Titans fired Brian Callahan, by the way? I have a fact on this.
I'm going to guess it was September 29th.
No, it was in October,
Oh.
but I don't know why. Don't ask me why I looked this up for an article I'm writing. It was 80 degrees in Nashville the day Brian Callahan was fired. That's how early in the
That's a
season
tough
Brian
break.
He
Callahan
could go
fired.
hang out, though,
Yeah,
outside.
it's a nice day.
Have you guys ever seen the photo of Joe Philbin going to a Margaritaville after being fired by the Dolphins?
There's no,
Yeah.
please.
Wow.
It's
Don't make things
100% a real
Don't
photo.
make things
So
up.
if
He was just like, I'm out of here. I'm going to the nearest Margaritaville. I'm going to find it for you boys.
And I'm going to crush some margaritas.
But so Cam Ward, he cut out the negatives in December. Is that just like damning with faint praise? Like, hey, at least he's not turning the ball over anymore. Or is that like a genuine first step to greatness? A lot of times that really is like the first step to a turnaround. A young player cutting out, like Caleb Williams this year, took 68 sacks as a rookie. He took 24 as a sophomore. Like cutting out the negatives can make so many good things possible. And I thought Cam Ward was cutting out the negatives in December. Like a very necessary first step, but also like a very real first step to Cam Ward is Mahomes in 2026.
I'm going to put a pin in that and show you Joe Philbin at Margaritaville.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Get that, put that up
That's
for the
almost hard
crowd.
to look at.
That is almost
put it
hard.
up for the crowd.
That's poignant. There's
it is
pathos
poignant.
there.
Thank you, Joe.
A lot of pathos there.
So I don't think he got good coaching.
Did he have any coaching?
He did not. He had Mike McCoy, and then he was undermining Mike McCoy almost immediately. Which, by the way, everybody should approve of.
So that's
if
ball
you have
knower-
Mike McCoy,
that's ball knower mentality.
I would be off the bandwagon if he was like, I love my coach, Mike McCoy.
Right.
Like,
No. That does make sense. I have to say real quick.
wait. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I think that so for me, Caleb Williams last year, what if I just changed it mid-take to he's also Caleb Williams? He's Drake Maye and he's Caleb Williams.
That works to me. For me.
No, so what I thought was interesting about Caleb, so Caleb held onto the ball last year and this year about the same. And in fact, on some plays, he held onto the ball longer. So everyone thought his fatal flaw was holding onto the ball too long. It wasn't. Turns out he can move in the pocket just like Cam Ward can. He's a great athlete. what the actual issue was is he hadn't figured out the timing of the game.
No.
He hadn't, and
At
Ben
all.
Johnson told him. So he took, I think it was like 54 unblocked pressures last year because I think it was just like guys were coming and he was like, what if I just hung in here and just saw what happened? You know, you don't. Every revolution begins with one step. You know, and so what if that guy who's a foot away
What
from
if
me?
that guy misses me?
What if he misses me?
Yeah.
What if he misses me? And so that was his. And then Ben Johnson kind of professionalized the operation a little bit. With Cam, I think understanding the rhythm of the game. This is something I said to you guys this time last year. Is I was worried because he would just like, there'd be a defensive end coming for him in college, and he'd be like, all right, I kind of know where this guy is. I'm going to take 2 steps to my right. And I was like, what happens when that is Myles Garrett? It's going to be Max Crosby.
Pain
it's going to be
happens.
bad, right?
Pain.
And I think his first game was against the Broncos.
It was.
And it's like,
yeah, that sounds
It
familiar.
was. Because Calvin Ward was doubled over at 8,000 feet
right.
of elevation. And so I think that a year of just being able to clock the speed. So Peyton Manning came on my show because he's my boss and has to.
And he's your friend.
And we were talking about his rookie interception record, and I said, how did this happen? Like, just I know this is an offensive question, I might lose my job over it, but like, how does this happen? And he said that everybody freaked out to him about how fast the game was, and that he came in from college to pro, and then he came in and actually went too fast because of it.
Oh, wow.
And then there was like a Goldilocks thing for him, where you actually dial in the speed of the game, where you're like, okay, I sped up my operation too much. I'm not going to go back to the college speed. There's a happy medium. And it took him over a year.
Yeah, it did.
And what I'm saying is that Cam Ward is also Peyton Manning.
A little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
I wanted to say real quick, this cope that you guys have about, Cam Ward was better in December, there's actually something to it. Out of 32 qualifying quarterbacks in December, Cam Ward was 24th in EPA per dropback. He was better than Geno Smith. He was better than Patrick Mahomes.
No, stop. Right.
It's
Cut
true.
off the list.
He's,
Cut off the
he's better than Pat's guy, Brady Cook. So he was better than Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Just putting it out there.
Darnold, not good.
Overall, and this almost goes without saying, Cam Ward was dead last in every important quarterback metric, which makes me very nervous about his future.
Quarterback development has never been linear. It had gotten more linear. Now it's back to being totally uneven. You just really can't say anything after one season.
No, you can't.
And Cam Ward played his best football late in the season. Kevin's going to give us his best answer late in the hit. We wanted to ask you, 10 head coaching changes, 18 offensive coordinator changes. Is there one in particular of those 28 moves that you have liked the best so far? I say so far because there's still more firings to come.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start. I really like this Mike McDaniel thing. Let me ask you, you guys are in tune, so I like reading the fantasy guys. I don't read it during the playoffs because there's just too much going on. Are the fantasy guys dialed on this Chargers team?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. They
yes.
are. They're gearing up for another Fell For It Again award.
I wrote about Mike
The
McDaniel.
Fell For It Again
Yes.
award factory has moved from San Diego to LA
pumping it
in
out.
They're gearing,
anticipation.
also the James Franco first-time gif.
No, this can work for us.
Yeah,
I'm telling
this
you.
can work for us.
Well, also, so Chargers, great guy, Chargers.com stopped me earlier, and he asked me about what I think about the team, and I'm gonna say the things that I told him. But then I was like, oh well, once they get healthy, they're never gonna get healthy.
Come on, that's
they're
the joke.
never gonna get healthy.
That's the point.
They're always.
Why though? Why can they
There
never
are
be
two
healthy?
electrical
they had a doctor.
substations
They had a,
near-
they had a doctor who now is on Twitter, and then they had the Tyrod Taylor thing, which was a different doctor.
It was somehow a different doctor.
And then
second
hopefully it's a new doctor.
The first doctor, by the way, has posted several times, stop saying I was the Tyrod Taylor doctor. It was a different doctor
I was
that did
the
that.
other
It was
guy.
not. I was the other guy. I was the other guy where there's like
Should
an
he put that
investigation.
in his
His
Twitter bio?
I think he should. So we love the McDaniel hire too.
I do.
also love a guy like Jim Harbaugh in his 60s
Yeah.
being willing to go outside his own coaching tree.
Sure.
But it's a Fell For It Again award.
Okay, yeah, this is obviously completely wrong. But one thing I thought was good is, so I said something about McDaniel on Twitter about how great his plays are and how great he's going to, I think I called him a blank check OC.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you guys seen the movie Blank Check?
Of
Not
course.
since the 90s.
It's about Mike McDaniel.
It is.
And,
He's
as,
in
a,
it,
as a
yeah.
young child.
So, a lot of Dolphins fans were like, well, he's got great plays, but he's got no feel for the game. I kind of think Jim Harbaugh is Mr. Feel for the game.
Yes.
Like, he won a national title at Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, he knew the signs, but, like...
Who doesn't? Who doesn't these days?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, come on.
What if I was just like an amateur fan who learned other teams' signs just to know?
I'm sure they exist.
Just to know.
They'd make a movie out of you.
Yeah. So I think that there's like, if Jim Harbaugh telling Mike McDaniel what to do and then Mike McDaniel unleashing his plays with, I'm sorry to say, a healthy offensive line and a healthy Justin Herbert.
They'll stay healthy.
Maybe need a little more speed. In that
McConkey's great for what McDaniel wants to do.
What do we do about running back?
Oh, no. Running back's a problem. I wrote about this on Rotoworld if folks want to check it out. But McDaniel's system, not good for Amari and Hampton.
Who's it going to be good for in the backfield?
Well, it looks
not Najee Harris.
Statistically, it looks better than for Kamani Vidal. I'm just saying.
Denny's just stating facts. So Mike McDaniel, by the way, blank check OC. I thought so many teams would want him as the play caller that the price would be you have to make him the head coach.
Yeah.
So I was a little stunned. He
pulled out.
He did. Do you think that was real, or do you think he just was told he
probably
wasn't
could have gotten
good?
Cleveland?
You would like to think he could have gotten the Browns job over Todd Monken. But blank check OC, blank check football analyst. By the way, your check is in the mail for appearing on the show.
Thank you, Kevin.
It's coming from NBC Corporate.
In Stamford, Connecticut?
Yeah, in
I
Stamford,
can just drive
Connecticut.
up and pick it up.
Yeah, sure. They want you actually to drop by.
I take golf lessons in Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, so just drop by the office the next time you're there. No, drop by Kevin's social media. Drop by your local podcast feed. This is football.
Come to my live show tomorrow if you're in San Francisco.
Come to the live show in San Francisco, California. Kevin, truly one of the best in the business. Truly our great friend. Kevin, thank you so much for taking time to join us.
Thanks, boys.
NBC Sports Now is live from San Francisco all week with special guests. Tune in live from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time each day, Monday through Friday, for the Dan Patrick Show, PFT Live, the Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry, Chris Sims Unbuttoned, and the Dan Lebitard Show. NBC Sports Now is a free 24/7 streaming channel. Full details on where to watch are available at NBCSports.com/now. Denny, all of our NBC partners had such amazing guests all week. We just had one, Mr. Kevin Clark. Thank you so much again to Kevin for taking the time to come on. And how you doing, Denny? Day 3. How's the body holding up? Don't get too graphic on air, by the way.
No, actually the body is okay. You know, we're out a lot. You know, we're consuming food and drink.
Yep.
But not too much. Not overindulging, which is a nice change for me personally.
Sometimes people might think on the road like maybe you're having a little more alcohol than usual. That's the problem. Maybe you're having a little more duck than usual.
Duck. Pat made the error of ordering the duck the other night, and I tried to say, Pat, just trust me on this. You don't want the duck.
Denny, in front of a large group of our colleagues, implored me not to get the duck. I said, it's fine.
The only other thing I could have done, in hindsight, was to grab his plate of duck and throw it across the room. And that was the last thing. And honestly, I probably should have done that.
You should have, but the plate was so loaded down with duck and spatzel that you could not.
It was about 13 pounds, so I don't know if I would have been.
The order, by the way, was about the spatzel. I love spatzel. We were at a German restaurant.
I don't even know what that is.
Every time you come to San Francisco, by the way, they tell you to check out the German restaurants. Denny, anytime you break down Super Bowl 60, they tell you to be fully aware of the injury situation.
Yeah.
I've known about Drake Maye's shoulder injury for days. I've known about it for weeks even.
18 hours at least.
Yeah, at least 18 hours. Like, I truly did somehow miss coming out of the AFC Championship game. Drake Maye has a right throwing shoulder injury. Because honestly, one thing you get used to being in the industry for so long, you just totally ignore Super Bowl pregame injury reports. Like, whatever, Gronk's going to play. Like, Gronk had like a broken arm one year. Like, well, Gronk's just clearly going to play.
Remember T.O. had a serious...
broken leg. A broken leg. Yeah. Players play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I wasn't paying super close attention to Drake Maye's injury status. That's because he is going to play. It's a throwing shoulder injury, but he's going to play. How worried should we be about this? A guy, as everyone who's coming on our show is pointing out, except for Kevin, not having the best postseason. Now he has a throwing shoulder injury. Is this something that is legitimately concerning you heading into the biggest game of the year?
This started with an Ian Rappaport tweet from very early on, right? 2 days after the AFC Championship game against Denver, where he was like, Maye has a shoulder injury. He said, judging by the fact that he gave the first down signal on his final game-sealing run, it's probably okay. And I thought, that doesn't sound right to me. That sounds like something that almost anyone can do, is to point forward. I mean, unless it's like a horrible, like truly disastrous injury. He seems to be okay. He was expected to practice fully on, what is today, Wednesday.
We have no idea what day it is.
But he's listed on the injury report right now with a shoulder and with an illness. And he apparently missed Tuesday's practice with the illness. It wasn't the shoulder. So the team said the shoulder's not an issue, it was the illness. He's going to play. Is it a thing, though, where you can picture, the Super Bowl starting and he's not looking 100%? I think that is a real possibility.
And just the guy who did not need another variable, because the big injury problem has been left tackle Will Campbell. He's not looked like himself since returning.
Yeah.
And just a guy turning the ball over, taking sacks left and right. A lot of that was probably the weather. Great defenses. The weather's gone for the Super Bowl. The great defense remains. Drake Maye, the Patriots don't win without at least a baseline Drake Maye performance. They can maybe win without a sensational Drake Maye performance because of how good their defense is. But they can't give, if there's a subpar or below baseline performance from Drake Maye, the Patriots cannot win this game. Now there's another variable for Drake Maye.
There's also, I think the factor here with the shoulder injury is that Drake Maye is such a good and aggressive downfield thrower. Among the league leaders in deep ball rates, among the league leaders in EPA on deep throws. Like that's like a central part of this offense. It makes, you mentioned this yesterday, it makes the offense such that it doesn't require 10 throws to get down the field for the Patriots. It requires two big hits, maybe one even, to Booty or to the other guy, Matt Collins, and that's it. If they don't have that at their disposal, I worry for my Patriots.
We do worry about the Patriots. We'll talk about the Patriots and Seahawks more on Thursday, our final show from Super Bowl Radio Roast. NFL news never stops. It's still spinning. The coaching carousel, all 10 head jobs are accounted for. Almost all 18 coordinator jobs are accounted for. Denny, the bottom tier teams are fighting over Nathaniel Hackett. He's a hot name.
Unreal.
He was supposed to be the QB's coach for the Dolphins. He's now the offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. We need to ask our guy Johnny Venerable about this and see down how truly horrific he is about this. Any silver lining to Nathaniel Hackett? Nathaniel Hackett did nothing wrong, maybe, with Russell Wilson. You have anything on Nathaniel Hackett potentially ruining the Michael Wilson thing, the Trey McBride thing? How do you feel about this?
I don't feel good at all. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett, total disaster in Denver, but then he goes to New York with Aaron Rodgers, and he's even worse there?
Yes, he was. Our guy's not cut out for a power struggle. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, the power struggle guys. The lights were too bright.
The lights were too bright? Yeah. I mean, we're looking into some bright lights. I think they were brighter than that. I don't really understand that hire. It's definitely not inspiring, but I'm not going to read too much into it.
And also, I guess the good news is, Denny, he's not going to call the plays. I think Mike LaFleur will call those plays.
And that's so when there's a bad hire in this case, if the head coach is going to be doing the heavy lifting anyway, maybe it doesn't matter.
And that's when the hires do tend to be bad. The offensive coordinator, because Mike LaFleur, like who are we going to hire? Like, who cares? Like,
I don't know.
I have Nathaniel Hackett's number.
Bring in Nathaniel. I love playing golf with
I'm on a group text with Nathaniel. Hit him up. So we're worried about it, but also not worried about it. Matt Nagy to the Giants. This is considerably more downside. Matt Nagy will be calling the plays. John Harbaugh honestly seemed kind of like he was just like casting about in the dark for a play call. Like, he was not bringing in impressive names. He's bringing in like the retreads to end all retreads. This is off to a bad start, I feel like, in New York with John Harbaugh. I mean, does Matt Nagy get a bad rap? He didn't have a great quarterback play in Chicago. He's not calling the plays in Kansas City. But strikes me as an extremely underwhelming hire for the Giants.
About 45 minutes ago, we saw Giants quarterback Jackson Dart.
We did.
Here at Radio Row.
We did.
He was dancing with a Pepsi polar bear.
He was.
Which was weird to see.
Personally, I drink Coca-Cola. Pepsi, also a fine American brand.
Nothing wrong with some Pepsi. It was an 8-foot polar bear. It was disconcerting. It was realistic looking anyway.
It was very disconcerting.
You almost
Unnerving.
wanted, after reading about the Nagy hire, you almost wanted to come up to Jackson Dart and say, Jackson, my guy, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel for you. Like, I'm worried about you. Because I'm not going to bore everybody with the numbers. I would never do that. I've never done that. But the Nagy-influenced Kansas City offense was bottom half of the league in a lot of categories that you'd be shocked by, okay?
He ruined Patrick Mahomes. Let's be real.
He kind of ruined, not permanently, but he made Patrick Mahomes, not a difference maker, which is hard to do.
Very hard.
So I actually think this is really concerning for Jackson Dart.
Very concerning. That reminded me, by the way, the tangent you're on. Super Bowl Radio Row. It was not us a few years ago. Remember they asked JSN about the Shane Waldron hiring in Chicago?
Yeah.
And he involuntarily LOL'd.
Yeah, he did. He laughed and then he said, "Good luck. Good luck to the Seahawks."
And then he tried to recover.
Good luck to the
Bears.
The Bears.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Shane's fine.
Yeah.
Shane's the Matt Nagy thing. What is Harbaugh doing? Harbaugh's getting the band back together. I was like, dude, that was like the old polka band. I told you, get the good band together.
It doesn't. It really is not shaping up to be, I think, what Giants fans hoped. For fantasy purposes, I think this is extremely concerning.
The
honestly.
band he's getting back together is playing polka at the local VFW, and it's charming once.
Yeah.
You go down and have some fried chicken.
But the 15th time?
Yeah. No, by week 18, you've got enough fried chicken.
You're saying, can you learn a third song?
Yeah, enough polka. I know. 2 polka songs ever written. Do not message us and start defending polka's honor. I'm sure it's a fine musical style. I'm sure Frank Reich, fine offensive coordinator for the Jets, except for not at all. Is this an even worse hire than Matt Nagy? Frank Reich, who was basically laughed out of town in Charlotte, did not end well. He was things had gotten so bad for him. He was a special advisor for the Stanford Cardinal, then was interim head coach. I don't know what problem this is supposed to be fixing for Aaron Glenn and the Jets. It doesn't seem like a big Rolodex hire. You're hiring a guy that no one else wanted.
Yeah.
It strikes me as very ominous sign for the 2026 Jets.
Well, you remember now that the feeling among beat writers for the Jets is that Aaron Glenn would have been gone if he had not been Woody Johnson's guy. Woody Johnson, of course, very much involved in the hiring of Aaron Glenn, wants him to succeed, which is fine. I get that. But this doesn't inspire any confidence. No. Aaron Glenn, who has openly admitted that he hired the wrong coordinators last year.
I know.
He said, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have hired that guy. I shouldn't have hired that guy. Steve Wilkes, he said, I hired Steve Wilkes because he had been a head coach. I figured he knew something. Didn't know anything.
No, we could have told you that at Mizzou.
I could have told you that. I'm a fantasy bro in bio, and I knew about Steve Wilkes.
Eli Drinkwitz did the my bad after he hired Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, so this Frank Reich thing, man, I don't know. I don't get it. It's being billed as a reunion of the 1996 Jets, where Aaron Glenn and Frank Reich were on that team together. The 1990s Jets is what we're trying to do.
That wasn't even one of the Parcells.
That was
teams.
Rich Kotite.
Yeah, that was not the Parcells.
This is the bleakest football ever played. I don't get it. I don't get the Reich thing.
I don't get it at all. We don't get a lot what happens in the NFL. We do get our show, and that we really get our show. We hope you do too. Denny and I like to make inside jokes with each other. Hopefully you understand them. We know you understood Kevin Clark, truly one of the best in the business. Thanks so much again to Kevin Clark. Thanks so much again to Super Bowl Radio Row. It's been giving us an amazing time. We hope we've been giving you amazing shows, and we'll be back with you again on Thursday, February 5th.